Hello, this is How To Bob, and today we're going to change the brakes on a 2002 Honda Shadow 1100. To start out, I'm going to use some disc brake quiet, and I'm going to put a little dab on the back of the pads, and I'm going to smear that around with my finger, just get an even coat. And the reason I do this first is so that it gives it a minute to dry while I disassemble the brakes, and this will keep it nice and quiet, keep the brakes from squealing. Okay, we'll set those off to the side now that we've got it smeared around on the back. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is take a flat blade screwdriver and put it between the brake pad and the disc and gently pull the caliper apart. Just working it ever so slowly so that I can get the new pads in there once I get the old pads taken out. And when you're doing this, you have to be very careful not to nick, crack, or bend the disc. Okay, that should be good enough. Now the first thing I'm going to take off is the pad pin cap. Simply unscrew that, and all that is a cap that covers our pad pin. Next, we're going to take a 5mm Allen socket and remove the pad pin. What the pin does, just holds the pads in place. And you can see now that I've got the pad pin loose, the back brake pad just fell right out. So we can go ahead and loosen it the rest of the way and pull it out, and it should be very easy to reach in and grab the other pad and pull that right out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take the whole caliper assembly and slide it forward. That way I can take the outside pad, put it right up against the disc, and it'll slide right up into place. You'll notice there's a little notch where the pad slides into. You want to make sure that you get that right in place. Then I'll push the caliper back in to hold it while I get the pad pin and slide it in just to hold the outer pad. You want to put it in just a little bit just to hold the outer pad in place. Okay, now I'm going to push the caliper assembly all the way to the inside. That way I can get the inside brake pad in there, and I'll do the same thing. Put the brake pad right up against the disc brake and slide it up into position. And this is going to be a little more difficult because you can't see the little notch where the brake pad lines up. But once you get it into position, you'll be able to take the pad pin and push it all the way in, and then just start the pad pin by hand. Now before I go ahead and tighten it up, I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on, and then I can go ahead and grab my 5mm Allen wrench and tighten it the rest of the way. Now that I've got that tightened up, all that's left to do is put the pad pin cap back on and tighten that with the flat blade screwdriver. And that's how you change the front brakes on a 2002 Honda Shadow 1100. This is How To Bob. Thanks for watching.